If you have some thought into your mind and you feel that it is your thought, that people will not accept it right now, do it. Because ultimately, your vision, your future is what only you can see, nobody else can see. So this is one of the beautiful quotation which I would like to mention, is that how far and how big you would dream, if you know in your mind you won't fail. Health, wealth, relationship, everything has to be at its place, and you have to be your priority even more than your parents, because ultimately your parents will also be happy by looking up at you that you are being successful. If you're doing a job, if you're doing a business, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, the way you're working hard for your money should at least work 10 times more harder than what you are working for money.
Hello, Sahil. Welcome to the Sensitive Power podcast. And thank you so much for saying yes to this podcast. I was waiting for this. So, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor for me that finally we are doing this podcast, and it's a privilege for me, honestly, to speak to the audience in the form of guest. And honestly, I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling excited because this is something which I have never shared to the world. But in this podcast, I'm going to be a bit more vulnerable. That yes, this is the real version of me, and yeah. So a lot of things are going in my mind inside. Nervousness, excitement, but honestly, excitement is even more. So yeah, let's go with the flow and let's see what brings out in this podcast. So thank you so much once again for having me.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So, let's start. The first question that I want to just throw right in here is for people who have never heard of you. I want them to know what you do and what impact you are creating in with your community.
So for the very new audience, myself Sahil Popli, and I am founder of the community called as the Achievers Club, in which we do focus on trading and investing, and along with that we also focus on personal development, because this is what I've learned from my mentors, is that not just trading but every other aspect of life is all about 80% mindset, 80% psychology work, and 20% is the system or strategy. So even if we are doing this podcast, so it's like 80% is what we are preparing in the back end and what we are speaking here, rather than just the technical part like camera and then zoom and other things also, right? So in every other aspect of life, it's like 80-20 rule, the way we have Pareto's principle also. So similar is what applies to trading also, and that is why we are having trading system, strategies, investing, and we are also having personal development part. And even recently I've started podcast series also, with which the audience is getting maximum benefit, so that they can understand about the value of personal development and many other things as well. And I'm doing this since almost, like, while we are recording this podcast, it's almost we can consider 2 years and 9 to 10 months I have been into this career, and I'm learning this, and it's like constant learning process only. And when I was 18 years old, 18 and a half, then I started this process, and currently I'm 21. And it's wonderful journey, lot of ups and downs, even though I'm following one mentors only. But still there are a lot of learnings which are going through, and a lot of experience also, because honestly, while learning from my mentors also, there are a lot of things which I didn't implement it, so I got into those down phases also. So it's like up and down journey, but overall perspective, it's like it's going on the upside and I'm progressing. Yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Okay, that is so awesome. And mainly, it's very inspiring that at the age of 21, right? So you have started it so early. So I'm very curious to know, when did you actually think about this as your niche first? And one more thing I'm a little more confused, I can say, is how are you connecting trading with personal development in one particular course?
My story is something like which most of the people in India face, is that till the age of 18, they're doing what their family are telling, that do this, do that, go for engineering, go for medical, and so on. So till the age of 18, I did my 12th, and even till 12th, I did my science, which was said by one of my family members, and everything, whatever my life was designed till 18, that was from my family members only. And after that, what happened is COVID happened, and that was, for a lot of people, it was like the breakdown moment where their overall career went down like crazy. But for me, it was, I was already at the base, but now I started moving forward on the upside. And it was not something that it started from my age of 18. It actually started from day one of when I was born. because I was born in a family where it was completely like a multi-millionaire thing. Everything was in abundance. And till the age of 6, I got everything which a human being is aspiring for in their life. And after that, everything got bankrupt, everything got zero. And then from that level, we started back again. And from the age of 6 till 16, 10 years span, it was completely like struggle thing for me and for our overall family also, where we everybody used to work so that we can make the ends meet. And then when I started, like when I was in 11th or 12th, I remember one of my teacher, physics teacher, he gave me this home assignment that do this thing, and that person will pay you. I said okay, because for me drawing was like my best thing, because in drawing it was like the creative part of me, and I used to draw everything in a perfect manner. So I did that work. I got paid with 2000, which was my first ever interaction with money, where I personally worked for it. And honestly, in my mind, I was not accepting that by drawing some things for maybe 6 to 7 hours, I can get paid. Right. From that, I got tasted with money.
What age was this?
This was 16. Exactly. This was the age of 16 when I started making money. And
Okay.
then after my 12th got completed, I did a job for 1 year where my salary was only 4,000 per month, where I used to work almost 12 to 13 hours per day. And it was completely hectic from morning 10 till night 10. And sometimes it used to be like till 11 also. And that's what that journey was all about. But then COVID happened, and everybody was watching movies. I was also watching movies. I'm not denying with the fact I was also watching movies, one movie per day. And that was my quota for the day. And what I used to do is I used to learn about coding, because then I finalized that I'm going to go for engineering. But then a lot of people even might be known about this series called as Scam 1992, Harshad Mehta story. So from that, I got inspired, not in a bad way that we want to create that fortune within a smaller span of time. But when I started discovering about stock market, when I started learning about it, one of my best friends, she mentioned that my father is also doing this. And then she helped me to get in touch with those mentors, like because at that time everything was virtual, so I got access through the programs. And then this journey started, and I started learning. And on 28th of March 2021, I did my first ever trade. And from then till today, there is no getting back, and a lot of ups and downs. But and even during that journey, I did a lot of things. I was doing engineering also, I was doing trading also, and I was doing affiliate marketing also in between. But then in 2022, I met my mentors for the very first time. And I also remember the date, 30th of July. And then in that seminar, it was a 3 hour seminar in Mumbai. And there he mentioned that focus, the full form of focus was focus one course of action until success. So then what I did is I thought I can't do engineering because I'm not able to resonate with it. I don't know coding. Till date, I don't even know coding, and I hate coding. So that's what I realized. I can't do engineering. I was not getting much results in affiliate marketing, and I was not resonating with it, honestly. But when it comes to trading, it was like I can, uh, and even this is not what I'm mentioning just for the sake of speaking. I actually learned and implemented. I was studying for 21 hours per day. I was only sleeping for 3 hours from morning 6 till 9. And then from morning 9 till 6 o'clock till the morning, I used to do a lot of things, like even while having my lunch, dinner, coffee, I used to study from my phone. I didn't used to have laptop at that time. Then the journey started, everything happened. I started learning about trading, I started learning about high performance mindset thing. And that's what my journey is all about. And right now it's pretty swift because I did that struggle life in past, and now it's going with the flow. And everything is what, like, honestly, the life I'm living right now, this is what I dreamt when I was 18. And this was the dream life when I was 25. Like, I decided when I'm getting 25, this should be my dream life. But I'm 21 now, and I've attracted almost 95% of the things which I was willing to attract till the age of 25. So that's my life in trading and investing. And as you mentioned about mindset thing, personal development, so this is what I experienced. And even my mentors have also mentioned this, and even this is what they are doing, is that whenever it comes to money part, the systems, the strategies, the tools, everything is going to be the same. Let's assume you are making 1 million per month. I'm making 1 million per month. The listeners are making 1 million per month, right? But how do we use that differs, right? And how do we make that also differs? Like for somebody it could be like they're only working 2 hours per day, still they're making 1 million per month. For somebody it could be like they are working 5 hours, 10 hours, somebody are working also 15 hours, then they're able to make that 1 million, right? So it depends from person to person based on their capabilities, based on their beliefs, based on their vision, based on their desire, their commitment to do whatever it takes. And even at this point, this is one of the quotation which I got from my mentors, is that if you're interested to do something, you'll do what's convenient. Like, I know how to do this, I know how to record a podcast, I know how to edit this, I know how to do that. But if I'm committed to do something, I'll do whatever it takes. That even if I don't know how to approach somebody for the podcast, even if I'm not able to understand about what Zoom is all about, even if I don't know how to set up camera, how to set up this thing, that thing, but I'll do whatever it takes, no matter what happens, but I'll record that podcast. Right. So this is the attitude shift also which requires. And when it comes to trading and investing, it's like everything on this planet about trading and investing, honestly speaking, even best of the best people, like we have Warren Buffett and some of the great investors also, their strategies which they do follow, they are free on YouTube. But not everybody is able to follow that to its T, because mindset is different. And when it comes to trading and investing, it's like, even this is one of the analogy which my mentors do share every single time, is that as a human being, as a normal human being, we have Android mindset. But if we want to become a trader or investor, we need to have the mindset of an iOS, that is of Apple. Right. So for that, we need to work upon our beliefs. We need to work upon our vision. We need to work upon every single aspect of life. So that is why I feel that personal development is very important, because that has helped me. That is helping all the community members, and that is going to help everybody in this world. So that's what the personal development thing is all about in terms of trading and investing.
So when it comes to personal development, we have learned a lot about how our money mindset is very, very flawed, especially in India. For example, jitni chadar hai utne hi pair phailao, those kind of things. And then, money doesn't give you happiness, for example. So these are the things that even I teach as a coach, that, this is a wrong perspective. So does that also come as a part of the things that you teach in personal development?
Yes, because that's very important. And these are just the core sentences which you mentioned, that money is the root of our level, and
Yeah.
something like that, right? So when it comes to trading, also a lot of people have this misconception that I have to buy cheap and sell expensive. But what I do teach people is that buy expensive and sell even more expensive, right? Because what a lot of people do is they buy a lot of stocks which are going down with an expectation that someday it will come up, and that's not holding. Like, we are not holding for few months and years. It's a hope that this stock, from, let's assume we are buying at 100 rupees, it will go till 200 or 300, but we don't know, it can go till 50 also, 30 also. And I have seen a lot of people, those who are having these stocks, and their stocks are in one vast, like since 13 to 14 years, they have those stocks which are making loss, and still they are holding because they are making loss in it. So that's the wrong mindset, right? So we have to work upon mindset a lot. And there are a lot of beliefs which a lot of people have about, not about trading, but about money also, which obstructs during their journey towards becoming the best version of themselves, not just as a trader, but as a human being also. Because I have seen a lot of people, I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs also, they work a lot, literally a lot, but just because of their mindset, they're not able to excel to the level they should be. So the most important thing is, even if you're doing job, even if you're doing business, entrepreneurship, even if you're into trading or investing, you need to work upon your money blueprint. You need to work upon your money mindset. That's the most important thing. So this is a bit more controversial topic, that in school, everybody teaches us about how to become capable to earn money. They make us capable to earn money. But the real world teaches about how to make money, right? Earning money and making money is different. Earning money is like we are putting efforts into it. Let's assume I'm doing a seminar. So it's like earning money. I have to be present there. But when it comes to, let's assume I have any program, I'm having a lot of trades in the back end. So it's like I'm not being present there, but I'm making money. Right. So there's a difference between earning money and making money. So in school, they only teach about earning money. But in real life, it's about three things. When it comes to money, it's like first we have to make money, then we have to manage money, and then we have to multiply money. And even a lot of people believe when it comes to trading and investing, by looking up at my videos, looking up at my reels, they think like we only have to multiply money. But they don't understand that even if we multiply that money, we have to manage it. And even managing
Yes.
money, I struggled a lot into this phase for almost 1.5 years. I feel when I started learning about money managing, still I struggled because there was a lot of past conditioning. There was a lot of ups and downs going on. So it was like the journey of ups and downs. But right now, I'm able to manage every single thing in such a way that, let's assume 100 rupees is coming into my bank account. So what I have to do with that 100 rupees? Where is 10 rupees going to go? Where the 90% is going to go? Like so, everything is managed, and this comes only through learning. This comes only through implementing and through experience. And if you try to learn on your own, I believe it will take a lot of time, and not just time, but a lot of your money and a lot of your energy also. So if possible, learn from the people, those who have already did it. I'm not mentioning learn from me because I'm not into money managing, but learn from the people, those who have actually managed the money at the best possible way. And for everybody it is going to be different, because let's assume I'm 21 right now, my risk taking capability is going to be different. For somebody it is going to be different, for other person it is going to be different. So you have to learn as per your thing, and till the time you're not being aware about your current scenario, you are not being aware about your current life, you'll not be able to achieve it. This is the harsh truth, but yes, this is what it is.
Really, really very inspiring, especially for people who have just joined engineering or something. So let's take it a little back through the memory lane again. So you started your engineering and then you quit, or you did not even join engineering? How was it?
Yeah, so COVID happened, first wave happened, then college got started. It was alternate thing where half the students will come today, half the students will come tomorrow. For few weeks, I guess 4 to 5 lectures I attended in physical. Then everything got happened in virtual again because of COVID second wave, right? So first year got completed in completely virtual thing. Then second year I completed in physical. But then I realized, like as I mentioned about my mentors event also. So that was that time only when 30th July 2022. That was the phase when I realized in my mind that this is something which I can't bear enough, right? This is taking my energy, this is draining my energy, and that's when I finally decided. And then I think that was August or September. Yeah, that was September month, not September. Yeah, August month when my examinations got completed, and September month when I completely decided that no matter what happens, I'm going to quit off my engineering. And everybody was against me except one of my brother and one of my friend. She was with me. She gave me the path towards this also, and yes, definitely she's the support system for me also. So both of them were with me during that phase also. That even if you are quitting from engineering, but we are with you. So my brother gave me the support, and my friend. So both of them said that whatever you're going to do, ultimately that is going to create the bigger impact. And if you are feeling that, then ultimately there is going to be something which we are not able to see right now. And I feel that everybody who is watching this podcast, if you have some thought into your mind and you feel that it is weird thought, that people will not accept it right now, do it, because ultimately your vision, your future is what only you can see, nobody else can see. So from that, it was second year when I completed the examination thing, and then I said I want only 6 months span. If I'm able to achieve the results which I want, if I'm able to make that money, if I'm able to prove you wrong, let me do this for rest of my life. And then 6 months, within I think 4 months, I proved them wrong. And it was not with that intention, but ultimately I wanted to prove them wrong because this is what I wanted to do for rest of my life. So within 6 months, I proved them wrong. And when the next year came, I said I want to drop out finally. So for 6 months, I took like a leave, not leave, you can consider, I took a gap for 1 year, where for 6 months I was about to prove them wrong. And 6 months was like a icing on the cake period for me, where I can prove them double wrong. So I proved them doubly wrong, not doubly, but I can mention exponentially, because I broke a lot of records from generations. And then I quit my engineering after completing second year, and I quit all the other things also. And then I shifted to this completely, whole solely, like 100% into this.
Okay. And how was it like only two people supporting you. So, was there any fears, anything that, any resistance from inside? How was it for you?
Honestly, I won't deny with this fact there was a lot of fear, but there was one vision of me that I want to do this in my life. And if I become an engineer, if I do a job, if I do whatever, even if I become the CEO of any company, I won't be able to achieve the life which I want to achieve in my life, maybe in 5 to 10 years down the line. It was only, I can't deny with this fact once again that it was only the matter of one reel from my mentors, Meghna Malkan. I don't remember the actual statements of those reel, but it was like, if there is something in your mind and if you feel that it can make a bigger difference into your life, make that decision. Although in the initial stage it will feel like a lot of fear, nobody will be with you, but ultimately it will be like, if you achieve it, then it's like a dream life for a lot of people. But if not, then you'll be able to get a lot of lessons. So that reel was the thing which made me take this decision. And honestly, it was not just that one reel, but it was the journey which I went through since the age of 18 till 19, I guess, 19 and a half, when I took this decision, and then I'm into this. So it was matter of one decision. And there are a lot of decisions which I made in my life. Like, one of the decision was, like I mentioned about the event also, the focus thing where I got that. So it was the statement which my mentors told, that right now there were a lot of middle class people, like in terms of money part and in terms of mindset also, they were middle class. Even I was from that family background. So at that time we made the decision that we want to shift. Like, it was like in the present tense for myself only, like I want to shift, I want to quit, and I am no more middle class. It was something like that. And I don't want to live the life I'm living right now, and I'm no more middle class. So that one decision, although it feels like a lot of fear inside, but when you start taking action, the exact opposite of fear in a positive sense is courage. So you will get the courage to take action, and then ultimately you will achieve the results which you want to achieve. And I'll definitely guarantee at this point of time that if you take the decision, if you have that courage, if you commit that no matter what happens, I'm going to shift my lifestyle, I'm going to shift my whole generational thing to the next level, then you can live that dream life within span of 1 year. If you work upon yourself for 1 year, completely dedication, you, even if you go underworld, like I'm not going to go to any parties, I'm not going to go to any events, but I'm going to work on myself for 1 year, I can guarantee 1 year, it will not be an improvement thing, it will be transformative thing. Like, it was for me like Sahil 1.0 and Sahil 2.0, like next version of me. And there are a lot of changes which will take a lot of time. So
How do you still build up that confidence and still move ahead, even though you know in a way that there could still be a 1% chance for that failure, or you will fail? So how did you pick yourself up and make sure that in that 6 months you will and that like, how did that confidence come up for you, and if it, like, how was that journey?
so for me, it was like, confidence didn't came within a moment that I'll take 6 months span. It was already in my mind since 1 year, right? And I was speaking to my family members that after 1 year, after first year got completed, even in virtual, completely online, I mentioned that I don't want to do this. They mentioned, no, do it. I said, okay. So I did that. But then I was like, in Hindi, it's called as deed. So it's like I'm the most deed person in my family, that I want this no matter what happens. I don't know, I don't care who believes in me or not, but I want it. So I'm that kind of person, right? And when you mentioned about dreaming thing and all, so this is one of the beautiful quotation which I would like to mention, is that how far and how big you would dream if you know in your mind that you won't fail.
Wow.
So yeah, so you have to dream till that extent, because I believe that no matter what your dream is all about, even if it's making, now let's assume 50,000 crores, if you want to make in next 10 years, that is also possible. If you want to make 100 crores in 1 month, that is also possible. You have to believe in yourself, right? I've seen people, I'm talking about trading because I'm already into trading. This was 1 year back when my mindset got completely shifted. I met a person who was having his trading account worth 400 crores. And a lot of people believe that I have invested 5,000, this is more than enough for me. So it's like your resistance. I'm not denying that 5,000 is a very small amount. For somebody, it's like very big amount also. But you have to decide what amount it is. For somebody, it could be like 5,000 is very more than enough. Like I've invested a lot of money. But for others, it would be like 500 crores. There's still a lot of space. Bring it on. Right. So you have to realize about your thing and only you can do it. Don't even, this is one of the things which I got from one of my podcasts is that you have to believe in yourself more than your parents. And you come first for yourself, not your parents. A lot of people believe that for me, my parents are everything. No, you should be your first priority, because if you're not able to work upon your health, you're not able to work upon your wealth, you're not able to work upon your relationship, your parents will live the miserable life. Your parents will live the miserable life. If you're not able to work on yourself, no matter what happens, even if let's assume you're making 1 lakh per month, but you're not able to work on your relationship, it will not make sense. That money will not make sense. Even if you're able to work upon your relationship, you're not able to make that money, that will backlash, because ultimately sometimes in that relationship, presence also matter than presence. We are giving our presence, we are giving our time, we are giving our efforts, but sometimes presence also matters, like having vacations, going to a 5-star hotel once in a while. I'm not mentioning go every single week, once in months, once in 3 months, that is also absolutely all right. Right. So everything has to be at its place. Health, wealth, relationship, everything has to be placed at its place, and you have to be your priority even more than your parents, because ultimately your parents will also be happy by looking up at you that you are being successful. No parents in this world want their kids to be unsuccessful, or they don't want their kids to be living a life of misery and that thing, right? So I want all the people to dream big. That would be my one thing. And second question, I think that was confidence, right? Yeah. So I feel that confidence will ultimately come when you commit. I committed, give me 6 months span. And even this is what I learned from Santosh Nair. Although I'll be slightly vulnerable here, in his own words, he speaks like, after giving a commitment, fati to fati, silni nahi hai. We have to have like, even it's like the difference between two people is that the people those who fear, the people those who have courage. Fear is the negative emotion, courage is the positive emotion, right? So after giving a commitment, a lot of people fear and their pants get wet. But the people, those who work on themselves, they work even though their pants are wet. So that's the only difference. That's the only
So
matter of
if I have
difference.
to put
That's the
okay,
only difference.
if I've put it in a different way, so correct me if I'm wrong on the thought that you are bringing from. So what I understand is courage is not actually the opposite of fear, but courage is actually taking the action in spite of fear,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
what it is.
that's what the whole analogy is all about.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Okay.
So
That's
confidence is,
incredible.
I think, the later on thing, because this is like the 6C formula, which I learned from Santosh Nair himself, is that first we have to commit. Once we commit, we will get courage that no matter what happens, let's assume if I want to learn English. Honestly, while I'm speaking this, you might feel that I'm very fluent in English, but if you meet me 1.5 years back, I was worst in English. So it was like commitment, then comes courage, then comes creativity, that how I can learn English, then comes creativity, then comes capability, that I can read this book, I can listen this podcast, I can go there, I can meet new people, I can speak in English. Then comes creativity, capability, then comes confidence. So confidence is the fifth C. A lot of people think that I don't have confidence, but confidence is not the problem. Commitment is the problem. And then comes the sixth C, that is continuity. That if you don't keep committing to new things, you'll not be able to have that courage. You'll not be able to have that new creativity. You'll not have that new capability. You'll not have that new confidence. And then the cycle goes on and on. It's like, let's assume for me, doing a podcast as a host is a normal thing for me now. But if I don't commit to new thing, I'll keep degrading myself because other people are upgrading themselves. Even this is what a lot of people believe, that in terms of money, I'm mentioning that since last 3 years, I'm making 10 lakhs per month. Sorry, not 10 lakhs, but it's like I'm making money. Let's assume that salary was 10 lakhs per month. I'm making more money than inflation. Like every single year, let's assume inflation is increasing by 6 to 7%. For example, I'm making more than that inflation also. Like my salary is getting increased. But realize at that instance of time, you're not upgrading yourself. That is why your money is also not upgrading. But there are a lot of people, like a lot of people believe that I'm at that constant stage. There is nothing called constant in this world. Either you are getting upgraded or you are getting downgraded. Because when you are feeling that I'm getting constant, there are a lot of people, those are upgrading themselves. And then you are getting down on that race. So that's what I believe, that confidence is the fifth thing. First, you have to commit.
Okay.
So these are the six C's. This is not created by me. This is what I learned from Santosh Nair.
I think you ended up meeting the right people at the very, very early stage, and that was very, very lucky for you, I feel.
Yes.
Not everybody gets this kind of opportunity. And if people get that opportunity at that age also, the parents, they would be so, financially dependent on their parents that, the parents will be like, chup karo, pehle complete karo apna education, you just get your degree and then you can think about anything else. So it was really amazing for you to actually take that step and, just convince them and just get it there. So how did they agree? Because like so many people I know at your age, like at that age, not your age, at that age, they won't be able to even convince. They'll say, "Ki, nothing doing, just complete your engineering, then do whatever you want to do." So this is something that we have heard so many things. You want to sing, first do engineering, then you can go sing, So it's like that. So how did you come to a point where you say that, okay, I'm taking that break and then I'll go back, but still, the parents will usually be very, very reluctant, mainly because having a degree gives so much importance, to people on that generation. They say that, oh, he has this degree. Like that bachelor's degree is very, very important. Otherwise, you are just something called 12th pass, which is a very when they say that word only, it's like slightly people just say, oh, 12th pass only, like as if it's something very, very bad. While, of course, there are so many dropouts who became, the CEOs in so many, world companies. Like, people started their company. I think Microsoft also, Facebook also, the CEOs, they were dropouts, right? So many people who were dropouts. So many of the CEOs were dropouts. That's how they started such big companies. But that's a very, very small number. The moment we say that CEO is also a dropout, they'll be like, chup karo, in the whole world only 2 people did it. So, it doesn't mean that you will also be able to do it. What are you like? Why? What makes you so special? So this is what people say, relatives. And then even though parents reluctantly agree, there will be relatives who will bombard so many things. Ki, how did you allow your kid to do something like this? So how did you handle all that with the relatives?
Okay, so I'll mention here one word which can cope up with all the things, is that your personal willpower. And it has to be so strong that although there are a lot of best of the best people in this world, those who mention that your environment is greater than your willpower, but I do believe in it. But at some extent, we have to break out of it in such a way that if your willpower is so strong, literally means so strong, your vision is so strong, you believe in yourself, then your environment, I believe that once you start working on yourself, once you start getting results, they will be with you. If not, then you don't need to be with them, right? And honestly, for me also, I believe right now, and even this is what I've learned from my podcast series itself, and even I got strong belief on that statement, is that although we want a lot of people around us, Like, I want a lot of people around me. I want all the people, all my, let's assume, my family members to be with me. I want to talk to them. They want to talk to me, and something like that. I want to interact with them. But it's not necessary that I need them. It's not necessary that I need them. So your willpower needs to be so strong, and it will only get strong once you are being surrounded with right-minded people. It could be your mentors, it could be your inspirations, it could be any books, it could be any podcast, it could be anything. And as you mentioned about my privilege, and honestly, it's so much privilege for me that I got to learn from not India's but Asia's best stock trading experts. And not just stock trading, but high performance also. And honestly, like, I won't disgrace here, I won't deny here, and I won't hide here, but I've learned from my mentors Vishal Malkan and Meghna Malkan. I can guarantee here that there will be a lot of people, those who will deny with this fact. A lot of people believe that our parents are God and so on. But for me, they are my parents. They are the ones. And even like few weeks, I think 2 weeks back, I shared this one story that about my ma'am, Meghna Malkan. I got an opportunity to meet her. So I posted that she's the one. For me, her level in my life is next to my mom. And if I say it, I mean it. Because she's the one who modeled me to the person I am right now. Right? And the energy with which I'm speaking, I've learned from them. I've learned from the best of the best. I've learned from Brendan Bushard. I've learned from Tony Robbins. I've learned from best of the best. I've learned about coaching people from Siddharth Rajshekar. So they are best of the best people. I've learned from Robert Kiyosaki, right? So I've got that privilege, although I've not met all of them in physical, but I've learned them from in virtual, right? So I believe that you have to take charge of your life. You have to take charge of your time. And this is what a lot of people are doing right now, is that they're scrolling Instagram. I'm not mentioning that don't use Instagram. Even I do watch Instagram for 30 minutes in a day, being completely mindful that I'm wasting my time. But when I was in my creation mode, I think for 8 months span, I only used Instagram 6 hours in 8 months span, right? So you have to take charge of your time. You have to have that strong willpower. And I can guarantee that there are a lot of people, lot of unlucky people like me, those who are not getting support from their parents. They have a lot of dreams. They're not getting emotional support. They're not getting financial support also. As I mentioned, from being the multimillionaire life to getting bankrupt and then working for money. That was also the life which I experienced. And then there are a lot of unlucky people. Even this is one of the quote which I didn't share on the public social handles, but I shared with all the people, those who are in very good contact with me. There are a lot of unlucky people in this world, unlucky children in this world, those who are not having a privilege to get support from the parents, from their relatives. Their environment is completely against them. Nobody believes in them. Nobody wants them to succeed. Everybody is pulling them down. Everybody mentions that you are not capable enough. Why are you dreaming big? You are just throwing a lot of unnecessary things. Like, let's assume I'm mentioning that I want to make 1 million per day. A lot of people will mention that you are just throwing a lot of unimaginable things. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to have that willpower. And as I mentioned, your environment is greater than your will, but definitely your willpower also plays a major role. And again, commitment plays a major role, because until and unless you don't commit, the fifth C, you will not get confidence. So you have to have that, all those things at its place, and that will only come up when you surround yourself with the best people possible. You should only care about you. You should only work upon yourself, because till the time you work upon yourself, you will get the results which you want. You don't, as I mentioned, like, I don't need anybody, but I want everybody around me, right? So it will be the scenario where you don't care about people, and you shouldn't, honestly. Like, there are a lot of instances where I don't even care about a lot of people in my life, but there is a category of people, my community, the you can consider my mentors community, where I am as a student, and I care about those things, right? So you have to categorize that for whom you care a lot, and you have to categorize for whom you don't care at all, right? And then you have to work upon yourself, as I mentioned. And it's like you mentioned about selling thing and all those things. Again, it comes to, again, ourselves. A lot of people have their own beliefs. They are their beliefs. Let them live the life. Let them live the life they are living. You live your life at the best level possible. And that will only come when you work upon yourself, when you do meditative processes, when you break through all your negative beliefs. And I'm not mentioning that the negative beliefs are yours. Those beliefs have come from your generations and generations and generations also. Those have come from your parents also. Like, we have to work a lot, we have to work very hard. But at this point of time, I'll mention one thing. The people, uh, those who have not tasted money so far, they are working very hard. Shift your mindset and think that you don't have to work hard for making money, like for earning money. Think in a way that how money can give you freedom. For a lot of people, they believe that we have to work very hard, and it's like a lot of, like, money is everything for us. But I believe, although money can be everything for you, that is their belief. For me, money is freedom of choice, right? So in that every single way, it's like, as you mentioned about selling also, it's their belief. And I believe that selling is a service, because I have tried and implemented a lot of things, a lot of challenges in my community also. Before starting my community, there were a lot of challenges, a lot of seminars, a lot of, not seminars, but a lot of webinars, workshops I did absolutely for free. People do join, but there are a lot of less action takers, right? But when it comes to community thing, when we sell them something, and it's not something like we are selling them a lot of things and we are charging a lot of money. If you see the value inside, you'll feel that we are only charging 0.10 of what we are actually serving, right? So it's like, we are serving people. We have to keep that mindset if we have to succeed in, not just about training and coaching, but about every other aspect of life as well, right? If we are serving people, then ultimately, even like right now, I'm also reading Bhagavad Gita and I'm into a lot of spiritual things also. I believe in this one thing, that even if right now you are doing a lot of work with good honesty, people will discourage you, people will disgrace you, people will deny with the fact that you are doing good things. But God is looking up at you, and ultimately you need to connect with Him, not with the people around you. Because at the end of the day, everybody is going to die, and you're not going to live with those people. You have to connect with your higher self. And ultimately, I believe that you have to have that sense of service, you have to have that sense of connection with people, and then only you will be able to get the results which you want in your life. And ultimately, money is the transaction which we make. Either we are selling something or we are getting sold. These are the only two things which are happening. Let's assume right now we are doing this podcast. So we got sold because we bought Zoom. We got premium softwares for recording this. We got camera, we got mic, other things. We got sold, right? And on the other side, we are selling something. We are selling our products, services, we are selling our workshops, we are selling our programs, so that people can also get value, right? So we are selling something, people are getting sold. We are getting sold, Zoom is getting, Zoom is selling, right? So there is like a loop. Either you are getting sold or you are selling something. And if you like, this is one of the 10x nugget which I'm sharing here, that if you want to become a millionaire, multimillionaire, or even a billionaire, multi-billionaire, you have to sell something, or you will remain broke for life, right? So it's all about working on your beliefs, working upon your mindset, working upon your personal self. That's it.
I love this line. Either you are selling something or you're getting sold. I just love this line. Very beautiful. Okay, now again, I'm coming back to people who are at that age, 18, 19, where they have so much, what's the English word for jazba, that
Passion.
level of the passion, but more than the
Desire.
passion, it's like, oh, there
Drive.
is something that I want to do amazing, great, and that is there, but they don't know what to do about it. So, what kind of advice would you like to give to those kids who are listening and they want to do something, but okay, I'm trading. I'm not even good at math. What should I do? I'm not good at teaching. I'm not good at communication. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I want to do something and have this level of life. So if there is somebody listening from that intent, then what would you like to tell them and what they should do from your perspective?
So very great question. So this is not something for somebody who is in 18, 19, but for everybody who is looking forward to work on their passion. Is that, as you mentioned about luck, like, we are lucky. And this is what I've learned from my mentors since the day one, is that luck is what happens when opportunity meets the prepared. So first you have to prepare yourself. First you have to prepare yourself. You have to create your own opportunities, and then you'll be called as lucky. I was preparing myself since the day one when I was into trading. Although I was not prepared to be a coach, but I prepared myself for months and months that no matter what happens now, I'm going to become a trading coach. Right. And even this is what I think this is in manifestation, or this is in like a lot of people do mention like dreams do come true. It's like first we create everything in our mindset and then it comes in the physical sense. So in my mindset, I was already a trading coach, even me before quitting of engineering, before dropping out of engineering. Then I became the coach after dropping out, after taking a gap of 1 year, right? So again, luck is what happens when opportunity meets the prepared. Luck is equals to opportunity plus preparation. First you have to prepare yourself, and preparation, it's not something, and it's not something like I was born with trading mindset, I was born with a privilege that everybody in my family is doing trading. My uncle also got into trading. He did a massive loss of, I don't remember the amount, but it was in six figure, almost getting near to seven figures also, right? So he made that loss also, right? So to get back from that zone, and I was completely unaware about what trading is all about, right? Even till COVID, I was unaware. Till that Harshit Mehta story, scam 1992, I was unaware, but I was open that I am open to new things. So first you have to be open for new things. You have to be open to the universe, that I'm open to receive. A lot of people do mention that I want to do this, but I can't quit my job. That is the only problem. That is the only problem. This might sound slightly controversial, but you have to have that courage, that even the biggest of the biggest entrepreneurs in this world, they quit their job not with a blind faith, but they were prepared that for 6 months, for 1 year, I have that runway of my finances. I'm good with my health, I'm good with my relationship. Now I have to work on this. I've met a lot of people, those who have done this thing in their life, that I have 6 months runway, 1 year runway, and in this span itself, I have to do whatever it takes. And then they have created the best possible outcome for themselves and for the overall world itself. Right. So first you have to commit, again, 6C, you have to commit that I have to do this. I have to get out no matter what happens. Right. And that's what is going to create the bigger difference. Again, getting back to the statement, luck is equals to opportunity plus preparedness. If you are not prepared, opportunities are coming every single day, but you have to be prepared. There are a lot of friends of mine right now, they are getting placed. And as you mentioned, like your environment thing, I think there was one of the question, right? Till today, I do get a lot of taunts that you have dropped out of engineering. Even my cousins do mention that in Hindi it's called as unpad. You are not, you have not completed your studies. Who are you to give us tips on how to study? I said, okay, I don't care, right? So it's like you have to have that willpower also, right? So again, passion, it's something which will only come when you work on something. Right now, I'll mention that I'm passionate about doing podcast. Why? Because I did it. I'm passionate about trading. Why? Because I did it. I'm passionate about creating content because I did it. It's not something I was already passionate about and then I started doing it. It's not going to happen at all. First, you have to do a lot of things. As I mentioned, I was also doing affiliate marketing. I was not passionate about it. Honestly, I've learned 6 to 7 coding languages also, but I don't remember anything. Why? Because I was not passionate about it. Right? So it's like, first you have to work on it. Then ultimately you will realize that this is what I can do. This is what I can do for rest of my life. Although it's your choice whether you want to shift 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, but you have to have that thought process that if I do this for rest of my life, can I do this or not? Then only I shifted to trading itself. Then I shifted to training also, right? Because I wanted to make this as my life, and it is my life, right? And even I was about to share one thing, but I forgot about it. Is that there was one thing? Yeah, it was like live. No, it was not like that. It's in this simple, very profound statement is that learn. No, it's not. It starts with live as if you're going to die tomorrow. Learn as if you're going to live forever. but people stop learning after they complete their 12th, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or anything. But if you look at the best performers in this world, they keep learning. And it's not just they are learning, unlearning, they are relearning. It's the loop of it. Even while I'm doing this, there are a lot of concepts in trading also, which I've learned, but I've unlearned it. Why? Because I don't need it. There are a lot of topics which I've relearned that I want to go deeper into it. Then again, learn, unlearn, relearn, learn, unlearn, relearn. So this is also the loop which everybody should follow. Then only you will be able to understand what is the thing which I can resonate with. And again, that profound statement I'll repeat, because that is my life once again, is that live as if you're going to die tomorrow. Sorry, live as if you're what I was mentioning. Live as if you're going to die tomorrow, learn as if you're going to live forever. So you have to have that learning curve every single time. Even after this podcast, I'm going to read 2 books, right? So it's like I'm even in 2023 till the end of the year, I was reading 6 books at a time. So you have to have that learning curve. Till the time you're not learning, it's not going to make sense. Because if you don't learn, if you're not learning, if you're not open to receive, you'll not get prepared. And if you're not getting prepared, opportunities are already there. If you're not working on it, somebody else will work on it. And like in future, you'll call that person as lucky. So that's the only problem.
So the overnight success is like so many years of preparation. That's what that way. So I think what I have understood from this answer, like I'm trying to put it in a nutshell, is that even if you don't know what your passion is, just try and learn different things. Because your passion of making it big. We don't know what it is, but the passion of making it big is already inside you, that you want to do something great. So now start learning all the different things that connects with you, and whichever you feel like, okay, this is something I can make it big. Then you take that step forward, and if you want, quit or take a break on whatever you're doing or whatever it is, and then try and see if it goes right. If not, it's a lesson, and still you can continue to keep on learning, and don't let that passion to make whatever fill in the blanks big be there, even though it might change, and you will still learn and find out what is it that you want to make it big. Is this right? Yes. And even at this point, I got this one statement from one of the great personalities. I don't remember the name. Is that when we are born as a human being, we have the same potential that we can achieve all the results. But as and when that conditioning comes up, everything changes and everybody has their own paths. But as and when the day we are born, the moment we are born, everybody has the same potential. The only difference is how we prepare ourselves, how we work upon ourselves, our environment. There are a lot of things which do make a lot of difference in the people's life, but it starts with yourself. And a lot of people also think that I have to change my environment. But my answer would be change yourself. Environment will take care on its own, right? And once you change yourself, you won't even care about your environment. That's my guarantee. True, very true. Getting out of conditioning or letting go of the conditioning is basically what unlearning is, right? Yes. In a way. Yes. So what are the profound unlearnings that you had to do in your life so that you could reach here? The best unlearning which I've done so far is that, like the statement which I made, like how big and how far would you dream if you know that there is no possibility of failure, right? I made that statement also. So it's like there are a lot of things which you have to unlearn during the process. There are a lot of things, but again, you have to have that differentiating factor. Like, let's assume if I'm not learning anything, let's assume I'm in my own life, as you mentioned about your friends, about my friends also, let's assume they're in their overall cycle, that they're doing job, they're doing their own business also. They're in their own cycle, but they're not learning something else. So they don't have the different paradigm that this is also what life is all about. This is also what entrepreneurship is all about. This is also what training and coaching is all about, right? So till the time you don't learn new things, you won't get that paradigm. You will not be able to differentiate two things
that whether this is good or whether this is bad. You won't be able to differentiate it. So you have to learn a lot of things. So till the time you don't learn, it will not make sense. It will not be clear to you that what are the things that you have to unlearn. So that's the thing.
The when you say that I'm into trading, I'm teaching trading, oh, you are teaching gambling. So if somebody says that, what is your response? Not because, see, they are not trying to condescend you, put you down or anything. That is what they have heard. And they want to learn from you. They're open to learning from you. But the moment you say, they're like, no, that is gambling. I don't want to do it. So that's how it is. They are not putting you down. So what would you like to say to them so that they change their mind from this thought process?
Okay, so only one line answer is that if you treat anything, not just about trading, but if you treat anything, but as you are mentioning about trading and other investment assets also, other investment into asset class and all. So if you treat it like gambling, you will get results like gambling. If you treat it like a hobby, you will get results like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, you will get results like a business. That's the answer. Because the opportunity is the same. Honestly, for me also, in our community, we have live trading challenge. Stock is same, strategy is same, everything is same. Let's assume I'm investing 1 lakh, the other person is also investing 1 lakh. If I'm treating it like a business, I'll get results like a business. If he's treating it like a hobby, he'll get the results like hobby. If somebody is treating it like a gambling, he or she will get the results like gambling. That's the only answer which I can give. And this is what I've experienced. This is what, through my own experience. And once you start treating it like a business, you will have new thought process. Now you are treating it like a gambling. This is what it happens. We have to, it's like whatever amount of money we put, we are going to lose it. So we'll only put 5,000, 10,000, which we can lose. So this is your thought process. If you treat it like a hobby, okay, now I've learned about trading. This is my hobby. My friends suggest me. I'm watching news, although I don't prefer news and I have not watched news so far in my career. And even I don't insist anybody to watch news. Is that if you treat it like a hobby, you will get the results like hobby. But if you treat it like a business, even if it's like a parallel source of income, you will think in the way of business that yes, if I'm investing 1 lakh, this is what the estimated profit I am able to, like, I can generate, because market is the opportunity. It's not something where every day you will get in and out. It's not every single day you will make money. Some days you will lose money. It's like a seasonal business as well. Some months it will be best of the best. For some months it will be like completely normal. For some months it will be like you're making small losses, but for a lot of times, right? But the profits, they have to be very big, right? Then only you will be able to get that risk reward ratio. And that is how everybody in this world, the biggest of the biggest investors, you would take Warren Buffett, you take Sir, you can consider late Sir Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, whatever, whomever you take, everybody in this world have made losses. But the point is that they have made smaller losses and their profits were very big, right? So you have to have that thought process of treating it like a business. Then only you'll get the results like business. That's it. That's what I can mention. And again, ultimately it comes to your belief. If you if you are still a part of my community, and if you believe that it's gambling, even after me teaching you, even if we are going through a lot of meditation processes, which I take a lot of people through, like every single month we go through a lot of meditation processes so that you can work upon your beliefs. So if you're not open for that, it's not going to make sense. The stock is the same, buying price is the same, selling price is the same, stop loss is the same, but still there will be a lot of people, those who will sell with smaller profit, and there will be a lot of people, those who will not cut their smaller loss and they will make it even bigger. There are a lot of people and there will be a lot of people. But again, it will come to beliefs. You have to work upon it.
Okay, awesome. Actually, this is a lot like manifestation. So, in the manifestation, we just not only on trading, but in all the different areas of your life, this is what we say, that how you perceive it is how it actually is for you.
Yes.
If you think that it is fun, then it is fun. If you think that it is horrible, then it's horrible. So if you think that something is very difficult, then it becomes difficult for you. And if you allow something to be easy, then it becomes actually easy for you, even if it's a mammoth level of task, if you allow it to be easy for you, it becomes easy for you. So it's everything is that for us. So you said the same thing.
A lot of people do manifest that I want to make this profit, I want to make that profit, but I want you people to manifest the character who can make that money rather than just making that money. You
Yeah. So
manifest that
you
character, because ultimately once you build that character, you will make that money for sure, right? So that is one thing. And second thing which I was about to mention about this thing itself, not about trading but about every aspect of life, is that a lot of people think that when we go to the bigger level, the things get harder. But the fact is, if you go to the bigger level, the things become even more easier. The steps are very easy, but they are profound. And why people are able to achieve it? Because they are implementing it, right?
and the
But
experience of implementing it
yes,
for a
and if
long
I tell
time.
you honestly here, system 3, this is one of the strategy in our community. System 3, this is what we use for most of our trades, and it only comprises of 6 steps. If you apply those 6 steps at its T, no matter what your profession is, you will be able to generate results through trading. There is one strategy, system 5, that is based on investing. There are only 2 rules. If you apply those 2 rules, no matter what happens, you can create, as you mentioned, like you invested, I think, 2.5 lakhs or 3 lakhs, whatever you mentioned, you created 1.5x, right? So there are a lot of stocks which we have found, they have given us in last year 2023. We bought somewhere around 169, 170, and right now they're at 450 within a span of 6 months, right? So only 2 rules. Like there are only 2 rules in that particular strategy. So as and when you go to the bigger level, the steps are going to be even more easier. But the only thing is, the only fact is, you have to believe that it is easy. You have to trust that it is easy, and you have to implement it. That's it. People don't implement, that's why. And even this is one of the quotation which I got from my mentors, Meghna Malkan, is that knowing but not doing is the end of knowing. Even if I tell you my strategy here, I have shared my strategies, most of my strategies on my YouTube channel absolutely for free. But people won't implement it. I know that, right? Because knowing but not doing is the end of knowing. Even if from this podcast you might have taken hundreds of lessons, if you don't implement it, it's the waste of your time, and that's what it is.
Because you don't even do the first C, which is commitment.
Yes.
Again. Yeah. Okay, so going a little back, where you talked about some months it may not be good, some months it may be good,
Yes.
some months it may be great, right? So
Yes.
this reminded me of this one particular topic that we talked about the first time we connected, which is you said that 2024 is the best year and everything.
Yes.
So I want to know more about that. If there is somebody who doesn't know anything about mutual funds, this is the only line they heard. Mutual fund is subject to market risk.
Yes.
So if they have heard that, at the moment they heard market risks, they are like, not for me. I'm a 9 to 5 job person. I will do my FD. If there are people like that. So what kind of understanding you want to give them about the importance of this year?
Whatever you do, mutual funds, FD, RD, whatever you do, all that money is ultimately coming to one place, that is stock market. So why don't you learn about stock market, right? Because in mutual funds, risk is there. In FD, there is no risk, but the percentage returns which you get is somewhere around, I think, in inflation itself, right? Somewhere slightly above that, right? But what I believe is that the way you work hard for money, if you're doing a job, if you're doing a business, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, the way you're working hard for your money should at least work 10 times more harder than what you are working for money, right? So for that, you can learn about stock trading, because in mutual funds also risk is involved, right? And ultimately, whatever money you are investing into SIPs, mutual funds, FDs, RDs, or any other kind of investment, that is coming to stock market, right? Directly or indirectly, it is coming. So what we can do is, you can start small, whatever amount of money you are investing into SIP. And in trading also, I would say, from 100% guarantee, even if you don't want to learn from me, learn from somebody else with whom you can resonate, with whom you feel that your vibe is getting matched. You are able to learn from that person in the most simplified manner. Hold that person, whatever amount of money, let's assume you are putting 5,000 into SIP, right? So take 1,000 more, 2,000 more, 3,000 more, start investing into trading. Start like small amounts, start investing and then come to trading also, because trading and investing both are different terms. Trading is for short-term trend, like till 3 months. And then beyond that, it goes for investing like short-term, medium-term, and long-term, right? So trading is like, we have day trading within 1 day, we have BTC trading within 2 days, then we have swing trading, which we primarily focus in our community is that span of 7 to 10 days. Let's assume if I'm buying on 1st of January, I'll hold it till 8th or maximum 10th of January, right? Based on the returns which I'm getting. Sometimes it's also like we are getting out of our expectation results, which I've got, which our community members have got in last 1 year, right? So sometimes we will not get the results which we are expecting for. And that's what swing trading is all about, 7 to 10 days. Then comes beyond that semi-positional trading, which is between 10 days, like 15 days till 15 days till 1 month, 1.5 months. And if you go beyond that till 3 months, that becomes positional trade. So it's like type of trading where you're buying and selling within that financial year, right? And similarly, investing, which I've learned from my mentors, is that short-term trading is between 3 months to 6 months. Medium-term investing is 6 months to 12 months. And uh, short-term investing is like somewhere around till 3 months, till 6 months, yeah. And 6 to 9 months, and then 9 to 12 months is like long-term investing. Because nowadays we don't know which companies are going to get delisted, which companies are going to go bankrupt, and all those things. So best thing which we can do is to get those results, and then we can keep shifting the companies also. It's not mandatory to keep holding the companies. And even one name which I would mention here, a lot of people do mention that the name of Reliance, right? This company, if you look at the chart of it, because I'm into technical analysis, for 10 years it was not moving, not even on the upside, not even on the downside. It was in the same zone, which means if you might have invested into that stock, let's assume in 2008, let's assume you might have invested 10,000. In 2018, those 10,000 were 10,000. You got zero results, almost next to 0% results in 10 years, right? So not every good company, good naming company is good trading company. First, you have to realize this. If you know the name of HDFC Bank, if you know that HDFC Bank is very good, it's not something that HDFC Bank is very good, which means that is going to give you good results. You have to realize that there are going to be a lot of stocks which the companies which you don't even know. Like as I mentioned about the name called as PFC, I was not aware about this company. Till date, I don't know what that company management is all about, but we know how to trade into it, how to generate results through it, right? So you should know that, you should know the fact that not every good naming company is good trading company.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got it.
So for that, and as you mentioned about 2024, the glimpse which I would like to give is that 2024, this is like a leap year, first of all. So we have 366 days, first thing. Second, we have Indian elections in April and May, I think somewhere around that. And then we have in November, we have US elections. And then fourth thing is, this is then according to numerology, because I believe in it, this is what I've learned from my mentors. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 becomes 8. And in Hindi, it's like for Shani. And if you go deeper into it, it's like if you do hard work plus smart work with good intentions, then Lord Shani will give you boatloads of money, boatloads of prosperity, everything beyond your expectations, right? Because that's what it is considered, right? That either हमारे ऊपर शनि भारी है और फिर like बहुत प्रसन्न है. It's that scenario, right? So it's like either you are prepared again, you will only call lucky. I'm mentioning profound statement here. There will be a lot of people after 2024 ends, they will mention that, yeah, I knew about this opportunity, but I didn't. But I was not lucky. He was lucky enough. But the fact is, you were not prepared. Opportunity is the same. There are 4 opportunities. Leap year. If you take the history of stock market, Harshad Mehta scam 1992, leap year. 2000 dot-com bubble, leap year. 2008 subprime crisis, leap year. 2020 COVID crash, all of these 4 leap years. So it's like, I'm not mentioning the market will go crazy on the upside. There is also a possibility that market can go on the downside as well. I can mention one thing, that volatility is going to happen either on the upside or on the downside, but it is going to happen. And this is, I think, not just because I think in our previous conversation, I mentioned that this is the opportunities which is once in 40 years. But now I've realized this is once in lifetime, not even in 40 years. So if you miss this opportunity, you're not going to get this opportunity once again, because all these 4 years, four things at the same time, not possible, right? So even I'm preparing a lot, I'm learning, I'm getting back to the basics. I'm preparing my community members also, because at the end of the day, we want to make money. A lot of people come to trading that I'm a trader, I'm an investor, but it does not matter. Market does not care. You have to realize that if you're into this profession, your ultimate goal is to make money, is to have freedom. And if you're only having this glory that I'm a trader and your trading account is having losses, it will not make sense, right? So that's what it is. 4 opportunities I've mentioned. Opportunity is right in front of you. You have to prepare yourself. Otherwise, you'll call the people in 2025, 2026 that, yeah, he was lucky and market happened like this. I was also there, but I was not prepared. You have the opportunity right in front of you. It's your choice whether you have to take it or not.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'll just address a few resistances that people will definitely have when they're watching this video, okay? So there are a few that I have kind of noted down. So the first one is I have 2 kids and I'm a working woman, and the weekend is barely like one day for me because I am a banker or something. They have Saturdays also work, and I have 2 kids and I'm staying awake because my younger kid is very small. And Sunday I barely get some time to sleep, so I just take that time only to sleep. I'm not getting any time for anything at all. So how should I use this for the best? So I'm why I'm giving this scenario is because the moment I say that I don't have time, I know most of the mentors say that if you are really passionate about it, you will make that time. No, but then I know that because my most of my clients who come to me, they come to me because they don't have time. I'm a productivity coach working on time management with so many of my clients. So I know that they don't have that time. They don't really have that time. If you have to gauge between the kid crying in the night and you have to feed the kid and nobody to help you, like if you're gauging between that, money counts like not even secondary. The making the money, and I understand, we understand that, right? So I'm giving that example because I don't want you to say that you make the time if you are passionate. I want to get a much more realistic understanding of how much minimum time could a person put into trading, learning, because I'm talking about people who don't know trading also, right? So learning and trading.
I would say learning plus implementation. If you are starting your journey at a with a mindset that you want to keep it as a parallel source of income in the initial stage, 2 hours, as per my implementation process, as per my experience in last 1 year, 2 hours is more than enough, but you need to be dedicated. It should not be the scenario where you are watching the video and your kids are here, they are watching cartoons and your mindset is there, like your attention is there. You should be fully dedicated. 2 hours learning plus implementation.
Yeah,
It will
in
be
total,
comprising
the
of
time.
learning plus implementation. 2 hours, that is more than enough. And I believe that if you hold somebody, as you mentioned about me, I'm not mentioning that I'm the only one. As I also mentioned in this podcast itself, that with whom you resonate, hold that person, tell that person, this is what I'm feeling right now, this is what my scenario is right now. I'm housewife, let's assume I'm a male also, like I'm working for 14 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, I only have 2 or 3 hours. So how can I make the most out of it? That's the best. Uh, that's the best thing which you can get, right? So if you get the answer to that, I'll definitely mention that 2 hours, and if you can increase that cap till 3 hours, then you don't even need more than 90 days. So it's like, first we are working upon the mindset thing, right? So if I break it down, it's like 80-20 thing only. 80% is the mindset and 20% is the trading systems and strategies. So in 80%, we are going to work upon your beliefs, vision, goal setting, and a lot of internal things. How to be cool and calm, how to focus on the process and not on the profit. Because once you focus on the process, you're ultimately going to make the profit, right? But a lot of people only focus on the profit, and then with a smaller profit, they get out of that trade. So how do we be more cool and calm? That's the 80%. Then comes risk management, that is 10%. Then comes tools management, that is 5%, and trade management, that is 5%. So overall comprising 100%. That's what the overall 90 days program is like. And no matter what your current scenario is all about, no matter what your current profession is all about, there are a lot of people in our community, their kids who are 10 and 13 years old, they have also learned from our programs, and now they are into their own personal development journey also. And there are, I think there is one lady who is a grandparent, and she is also in our community. So we have every type of people doing job, they are into entrepreneurship, full-time traders also, freelancers also, they are doing job, homemakers also, everything. No matter what your profession is, there are people from that category in our community.
If they are able to join your 90-day course, would that be the best scenario for them for to make the most out of this 350 days?
It could be, depends on their commitment level. It could be.
Yeah, commitment will be there.
Yeah, because
Commitment will be there. Yeah.
yes. So definitely they can get the results within 90 days only. Not even 90 days, somewhere around 45 days, they will start getting results. Even this is what I've learned from my mentors, is that rather than giving people the fish, learn them how to use the fishing net. So I'm giving the fishing net, I'm teaching you about how to do it. And I'll also give you the direction that here we have the fish, here we have big fish, small fish, how we have to capture it. I'm going to give you everything. But again, how to use that fishing net, that's up to you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we'll go to the next resistance. Okay. I don't have money. How do you answer to that?
I don't have money.
I want to invest, but I don't have the money. I'm not working. I'm not. So you said there are housewives, but again, they are getting from somewhere. But if somebody says that I don't have money, then where do you want to start? What advice would you want to give from your end? And basically, like I'm saying that show them a path in a way so that they can do something.
Okay. So see, if you have skill set, start monetizing it. That would be good thing. If not, if you are completely unaware, you can do a job for a few months with exit plan. As you mentioned about exit plan also, you should have exit plan, that this is what my exit plan is all about. No matter what happens, I'm going to exit from here. This is the overall amount of money which I can make. And this is, let's assume I'm making 1 lakh in 6 months. Let's assume by doing any of the job which is not requiring any kind of skill set, any degrees also, right? So let's assume if I'm making 1 lakh in 6 months, so out of 1 lakh, maybe 70,000, 80,000 I can save. 20,000, 30,000 it could be for basic things, it could be for some expenses, some experiences, and so on. So worst case scenario, if you are taking 70 to 80k also, that is also what you can kickstart.
Okay. So the minimum amount that they can put per
No, there is no such minimum amount or maximum amount in trading.
No, for
You have to
somebody
realize. You have to realize. But again, this is what I've observed, is that if you start somewhere around 40k, 40 to 50k, even if you start with like equity trading, don't go for higher risk thing. Even if you go for basic risk management thing and basic trades, still you can generate a very decent amount of returns, and you can beat the returns of mutual funds and anything. Right?
Okay.
You will most probably make minimum of double of mutual funds returns. The worst case scenario. Right? So 40, 45 to 50k, that is like a normal one which I have experienced, because I've tried in my accounts also. I'm using multiple accounts, and in some accounts I'm having 10k for the sake of experimenting. There are a lot of people, those who just want to start with 10k. So how much results can we get? Someone who is having 40 to 50, someone who is in 6 figures, 7 figures. So I'm experimenting on that, right? So it depends. Minimum, there is no such minimum, but you should definitely start with 40 to 50k if you want to make the best career into it. Because again, you're treating it like a business, not as anything else. And even if you're doing any job, let's assume we are doing any engineering or anything, you are investing in 6 figures, right? So if you want to start a business, you have to invest that amount in the initial stage. And it's not something that you're going to lose all that money. You are going to lose smaller amount. Ultimately, you're going to build a career through it. There will be a lot of ups and downs also. Even I've observed this, and no matter how much learnings people are getting, even in my stage also, while implementing, There will be lots of ups and downs. You will make losses, smaller losses, bigger profits, sometimes bigger losses also because of some of the mistakes which you might have made by not applying proper systems at its place. But ultimately, if you apply proper systems at its place, if you focus on the process, you'll make profits for sure. Or otherwise, you will get the indication that this is not the right time to trade, or this is the right time to invest, or something like that. Because 2024, this is the right time to trade, not to invest. You can invest, but most probably focus on trading thing, and not even for the short term like day trading, short BTST trading and all. You can go for swing, semi-positional, and positional, which can give you exponential results. So 40-50K, I can say, if you have that amount, good to go. 10K, struggling, like it will be slightly struggling. Percentage returns you will get a lot, like very good percentage returns you will generate. But again, you will not be able to capture good opportunities. You will be prepared, but opportunities will again not come into your hand because of not having proper capital. So yeah, 40-50K, normal one.
40-50K in total, or 40-50K per month, or what is it?
You can start with 40-50K per month, per like in initial stage, and then you can keep adding as per your wish. 2K, 5K, 10K, 20K, as per your wish.
Okay, so
And
I
again,
said
this will differ from person to person. And don't expect that if I'm investing 50,000, so I want to generate 20,000 as a profit. This will not happen in the initial stage. You will have to learn a lot of things. You'll have to go to the next level. You'll have to invest that amount, right? It's like, yeah. And a lot of people also think that I want to take higher risk. I want to go for futures and options. Better start from equity, then go for futures and options, because I have made losses into it. I've learned a lot of things. Even honestly, while I'm speaking this, actually, I don't remember a lot of my trades, but one of the trades which I do remember is within the day itself, within a span of 6.5 hours, I think 6 hours, 45 minutes. This is the time of market, 6 hours, 15 minutes, or 6 hours, 45 minutes. Let's assume we are taking the capital of 10,000. So I've invested 10,000 and I've converted that 10,000 into 31,000 within a day. So I'm speaking with that experience. But again, this is not what is going to happen every day. This happens once in a while. That happens for sure, but that happens once in a while. But if you want to have sustainable thing, I would say go for first safer one, build the stronger foundation, commit yourself. Then again, from commitment, you will have that courage, creativity, capability, then come confidence. You'll get that confidence, and ultimately you'll start investing more. You'll start investing more time. You'll start investing more, like you'll start implementing more. You'll start investing more money, and you'll start getting more results. That's what it is.
Okay, so basically, for a starting for a new person, like if I would set 50,000 aside,
Yep.
okay, just for trading, and then I'll start from there. And whenever I feel, then I can add more or whatever it is. And as and when I'm learning, then I can think about adding more. But for now, until I am learning, which is 90 days, as we talked about, right? So in that
You can
90
start
days, I
implementing.
can.
In 90 days, it's not just about learning. From day one,
Yeah.
I'll also take you to implementation also. But I'm
Yeah,
not
so
insisting you to implement because you're not ready right now. Right? So it's like first you have to learn. Implementation, every day it happens. But
yeah.
I'll guide you that from this day onwards, you have to start implementing.
Yeah.
First, for a few days, you can observe the implementation, that how we are implementing it. What is the profit which we are making? What is the percentage return? What is the risk which we are taking? First, you have to observe things. You have to learn. You have to implement in a way, like you have to observe. You have to do back testing. Whatever I'm mentioning, that do this, do that, you have to implement it. That's what I'm mentioning, that you have to implement it. Then comes like live market support and other things which are going to happen from day one. But ultimately, you can start making money. But again, you have to be ready with the fishing net, which will take few days, few weeks, and sometimes few months also.
Okay, so in addition to your 90 days course amount, I will also set aside 50K so that I can start investing whenever you assign or whenever I know or whatever it is. And that 50K I'm going to keep aside just for trading for that 90 days. And then I can move ahead. So I'm just giving a plan for people who are just still thinking, ki, should I not, and all those. So I'm just giving a plan where I want to see at the end of it, I just want the viewers to, if they're interested, I want them to get the best out of No, commitment will come after we speak. So, so I just want them to, if they are interested to, put in that level of, money and stuff. So 2024, to make these 350 days the best, return and stuff. So for that, I am just giving a roadmap. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to give a roadmap. Please correct me whenever anything is wrong. So in that sense, I'm saying that, okay, 90 days course, I invested that amount. I means the viewer, and then I also put in 50K aside, and I've just kept it there in my account, so that whenever you say, or like whenever I learn from you that this much amount should be put among that 50,000, I just put in as it when I feel like I can, and see for 90 days and learn and get ready. And after that, I can think of putting more also. Is this a correct roadmap for somebody who wants to plan their next 90 days? Is that a good one?
Yes. And even if, like, in those 90 days, you will get clarity whether you can do trading or investing, or mutual funds is okay for you. I'm not mentioning everybody should do this, but in mutual funds also you are taking risk. Your money is coming to stock market, then why not learn stock market? That's what my main intention is, right? Because mutual funds, at the end of the day, they are going to give you average returns 13, 14. But when it comes to trading and investing, you can go till 50, 60, 70. I've seen a lot of people beyond 100% also. I have reached that level also, right? So it's like there is no upper cap. But again, you have to decide how much money you need to invest. And based on that amount of money, focus on percentage returns, not on the amount of money. Right? So if, let's assume, there is one trading account worth 1 crore rupees, we are using 1 crore and we are making 10 lakhs on it, which means 10%. But on the other side, there is an account which is worth 20 lakhs, and on that 20 lakhs we are making 10 lakhs, so that is 50% returns. So we have to focus on percentage returns rather than amount of money. Because amount of money, that will differ from person to person. Because of the loss that you went through, that was what drove you to do the coaching in this way? Or what was there is that spark that comes in, no, someday. So how did that happen? It happened only on the time when I met my mentors, because at that point of time I was the one, like, I went on stage, I got the autograph. I also have the video, and I'll keep it with me for rest of my life. I got the autograph, I gave the gift to them, and then looking up at them, there were hundreds of people in that seminar hall, and that one person has created the impact over those lives in physical. But when it comes to virtual, I have seen him impacting thousands and thousands of life in virtual through one event. It could be like 3 hours workshop, it could be 3 days events. I've attended their every single program so far. There are one or two which I'm going to attend, but so far, which they had done in last 3 years, I've completed all those things, right? So it's like, when I saw him, that the impact which he's creating by working on himself, that's amazing. Because everybody has 24 hours, everybody is following some or the other profession they are doing. See, even in job, we are having some roles and responsibilities. In business, we are having some roles and responsibilities. In entrepreneurship, same. As a homemaker, same. As a student, same. We have to study, we have to get good marks, we have to achieve excellence in the results, not marks, but we have to achieve excellence in what we are learning, right? Similarly, when it comes to training and coaching, I believe these are the people, those who actually create the bigger impact in this world and make the bigger difference, right? And even Warren Buffett, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, everybody in this world, best of the best people, have coaches over them, right? So coaches are the people, those who can make the most out of you. And even this is what I learned on 23rd of December itself from my mentors, Vishal sir, is that as a normal human being, we do what's in our comfort zone. But once we have somebody to take us from that comfort zone, we will do whatever it takes. And this is what I'm doing, right? This is what every trainer and coach is doing, because this is out of our comfort zone. To speak in front of camera, that was not in my comfort zone, but I learned it. Why? Because I want to create that impact. I was committed towards that. So again, there will be a lot of things, but again, you have to get out of that comfort zone. And comfort zone does not mean that you are now sitting on sofa and now you're sitting on the floor. It's like, even though you're sitting on sofa, what you're doing on that sofa, that also matters. Are you scrolling on Instagram or are you watching some meaningful content? I'm not mentioning that you should not watch reels, you should not watch movies. You should watch, but once in a while is okay. Because if you want to create a bigger difference, this is also one thing which I learned: keep the main thing as the main thing. If you have got the mobile for learning something, keep the main thing as the main thing. Other things will automatically follow up. And even this is one of the habit from 7 habits of highly effective people, that put first things first. So what's important? What's priority? Keep it first. Your kids are priority. Your works are priority. If you're a homemaker, making food, lunch, dinner, coffee, that's priority. Put first things first. What next? What next? That should be a mindset. Then only you'll be able to excel. Otherwise, you'll live the life which you're living right now for the rest of your life.
That is so awesome. I love this. This is the best answer, I feel. Even though I have two more questions, I'm still thinking that this is the best answer. Okay. So the next two questions are very small. So I would like you to share one or two success stories of your students.
Okay. So success stories. In my community, I've got success stories in such a way that along with money, people are achieving the personal goals. They are achieving the personal higher self. So percentage wise returns in terms of equity thing, it's like people are able to, from the day one they have started trading and investing, so they have already beaten up the returns which they used to get in mutual funds. They have got beyond that within span of 4 to 5 to 6 months. That's what I can mention as a layman, without any knowledge, without any technical knowledge, without even knowing what the software is all about, without knowing what is trading and investing. Within a span of 5 to 6 months, they have already covered that results which they used to get in mutual funds. There are a lot of people
How
those
much
are already
percentage have they got after they joined you?
okay. So within 6 months, it was 25%, and in mutual funds they used to generate almost 14%. And they just came to me with the one thought that if you can teach me how to make more than this, then you mean God to me. I said I don't want to be God, but I can give you the path to it. So definitely they got the result, and now they are they are investing more money in stocks rather than mutual funds.
Okay, okay.
So that's
That is inspiring for people who are still scared of the word stocks in the first place.
And even if
Uh,
not, just learn about risk management, because everything is about risk. If you're doing a job, it's a risk. Tomorrow you can just get what we call from boss. They can just fire you off. If you're doing a business, what if that goes into loss? If you're doing entrepreneurship, what if that problem is not getting solved? People are not accepting it, or whatever it could be reason. There is a risk for anything. So think in terms of risk reward ratio. If I'm risking my 1 hour, what is the reward which I'm getting? Freedom. So that's what it is.
okay, okay. Yeah, that is awesome. And I'm assuming that they are older than you because of your
Yeah,
age.
everybody in my community is older than me. Yeah.
Okay, that is a very different feeling, right? You are the youngest and you are the coach. Awesome. That's really awesome. Okay, so the final one is so much you have achieved from the age of 18 till 21. And if you could go back and give one advice to a 17-year-old, like just before you started all this,
Mhm.
or 16-year-old, right? So when you started all this, if you could give one advice because of which you would be better now, if there is something that you want to go back and say.
I can mention that don't go for engineering, but if I might not have went for engineering, this would not be my scenario. So go for engineering. That would be my suggestion for my 17-year-old self. Learn about money for sure. Learn about how to manage and multiply money, because I was already making money. I was doing a job. I was earning money. I was not making money. So how to manage that, how to multiply that, that was important. And yeah, so that would be my advice for my 17-year-old self about
So
money.
even though you know that he is going to drop out, you still want him to go to engineering. How
Yes,
is
I
that?
want him to go for that, because that engineering phase actually taught me, because that 2 years also I paid my fees through my own money. For 1 year, my first year, I paid through my hard-earned money, the job which I did. Second year, I paid through my smart-earned money, which I did through trading and investing. So I want myself to go through that phase.
Okay. So the experience that comes out of it
Yes.
is made you what you are now. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So
And
even the
I
failures
would
is
like to mention to the audience is that even if you're going through the grind phase, keep faith, because everything that happens for a reason, and that's truth. There are a lot of incidents which happened in my life. There were a lot of relatives of mine, those who were completely against me, those are still against me, and I know everything which is happening in my favor, because I'm working on myself and I know how to make things happen. So that's what it is. So I would say this is one thing. And for the people, those who are watching this podcast, I would say please believe in yourself. Everything is achievable. Don't believe that you can't do this, you can't do that, you are mean to do this. You can achieve everything. Everybody has the potential to achieve everything in their life. What you want to achieve, it's up to you. Whether you want to make 1 lakh per month, 1 crore per month, 100,000, 10,000, 1 lakh crores, it's completely up to you. But
That's
again,
so
you'll have to work on yourself to make that happen.
Still,
And
do
one
you
I
have
would like
any?
to pass on from Jaya Kishori, which I learned on 24th of December, is that dream big, keep working hard, because dreaming big also requires big action. Not just one action once in a while, consistent action for a longer period of time. That's what dreaming big requires, so that it can become reality. And that's also what I mentioned, that dream so much big, dream what feels like it's completely achievable, like you can't fail. So dream that much big, keep working hard, everything is possible, and just believe in yourself. Even if everybody is against you, be with yourself. When I was 19 years old, I wrote that I don't have financial support with me so far, but I want to be financial support for myself and for others. And right now, that's reality. For me and for others, I'm the financial support, and not just about finances, but for other aspects as well. Other aspects as well, right? So believe in yourself and just write it down. What you want to make it happen, it will happen. And once you
So
write it down, it's already happening. The thought which came into your mind, that already happened in your mind. That if you want to become a billionaire, you're already a billionaire in your mind. And again, you have to work hard on it. Then it will happen second time. So that's what it is.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. I think that's the amazing ending to this podcast. I'm looking forward to another podcast with you, and I want it to be more related to the spiritual learning that you have and
Okay.
how you are connecting that to trading and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that. But for this topic, this is the end of the podcast, and so much gratitude for this, and thank you so much for making this happen. And I'm hoping that many more people are able to be more comfortable with the thought of trading and stocks after watching this episode. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you so much. It was an honor for me, and thank you so much to the audience for listening till the end of this podcast. And I hope that it was worth your time. And as I also mentioned in the beginning, although beginning might be slightly boring, but the story is going to be very interesting. So once again, thank you so much to you for having me as a guest, and it was an honor for me. And looking forward for part two for sure. But for that, we will have some other things also, and we will discuss about other things also. And thank you so much once again, and it was an honor for me, and I hope it was worth the audience time and energy which they put while listening this podcast. And once again, thank you so much.